What's going on, everybody? It's my Paul there. Thank you all so much for checking out another video, and we got some Call of Duty Ghosts. And hey, look, I've seen a lot of people playing Call of Duty Ghosts recently. I've seen it a lot on Twitter. You know, people are sharing streams or sharing videos with Call of Duty Ghost gameplay, and it's nice to see that this game is making somewhat a revival. Now, you'd have thought I'd have been the head of that revival, saying how this is my favorite Call of Duty and whatnot. But, you know what, I haven't played this game in months. I think this gameplay, hell, is probably about a year old at this point. I've been sat on it for a while now. It's decent gameplay too. It's a little bit overly drawn out, but I ended up doing alright, topping the team, getting some helicopters in. It was fun times, and, you know, I remember this game for what it was, and I think I do that with a lot of the Call of Duties that I've played. It was like Black Ops 2 coming on backwards compatibility and whatnot, and yeah, it was good for a little bit, it was nice, but that game's still got so many issues, man. Even on hardcore, the connections are a mess. People are still using the same cheesy, overpowered guns. It's fucking riddled with snipers over in core modes, and we all know how easy it is to fucking snipe on that game. Jesus shit me Christ. Left trigger, right trigger, bloop, fuck you, not a chance, not a goddamn thing you can do. People said, like, it was really hard in that game to quickscope. I can tell you exactly how to quickscope. You wanna know how to quickscope in Black Ops 2? All you had to do was, when you're on the hip fire, make sure the enemy was in your crosshairs and stand still when you hit left trigger, then right trigger. That was all you had to do, and it would automatically, the auto aim would lock on, and it would immediately, for the DSR, it would be like a one-hit kill all day, and the ballista would do it even quicker as long as it was tits up height. Anyway, so no more remasters. Now, I say this on the back of, obviously, Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered life cycle. I suppose it's somewhat come to it. I suppose it came to a fucking end a while ago. I mean, especially for me, I think I stopped playing Infinite Warfare. I don't think I made it to the end of the first Prestige. I mean, it was alright for a bit, but I just got sick of it. It was a bit of shit, to be fair. Modern Warfare Remastered, I think I got, like, what, 4 videos out of? I don't even think I'm, like, level 20 or something like that. Dude, that game was fucking terrible. And it was weird because everyone was so excited about that game when it came out, like with Infinite Warfare, and thought it was going to be amazing, like the rebirthing of Call of Duty in some retrospect. But I think people realize how nostalgia works now, you know, how it fucks with your mind. You know, you think that games are amazing and this is so incredible and this is so cool, and then, you know, you start looking at it a little bit closer, thinking, oh, I didn't realize that there's blemish here. Oh, I didn't realize that there was a nice big curly shit up in this corner. I wasn't aware that was there. You know, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I remember that. I forgot this game was pure fucking AIDS. And, alright, that may have been a little bit harsh, but you can kind of see what I mean. You know, the problems start to rear their ugly heads again, and a game that you actually loved and adored is slowly unraveling in front of you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And this game that you once thought was amazing, or thought was incredible, or hell, maybe for the time it was, it's kind of seeming like, you know what, in comparison now, it's actually nowhere near as good as what I thought it was. Now, I am a big fan for the thought of having Modern Warfare 3 come on backwards compatibility. I love Modern Warfare 3, you know, after Ghost, it's definitely my favourite COD, but thinking back on after going playing Black Ops 2, because I like Black Ops 2, you know, Black Ops 2 playing hardcore mode, I've got a lot of good memories about that game, man. Really enjoyed it playing with the old clan, some that I still speak to this day and game with on the PC. It was fantastic. It was great. You know, it was back before Lee was born, and it was a lot simpler time, I think, and stuff like that. And I enjoyed that game a lot. But you go back and play it recently, especially on backwards compatibility, it's like, it's nowhere near as good as what you remember it to be. It's like, yeah, it's fun to go back and play with the old guns, but once you've had your fill, that's it. You're not really interested anymore. And then when I see stuff like, oh, what about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, because that game was amazing. Even though it was broken and shit, that game was amazing. Can't comment, never really played it. It's like Black Ops 1 Remastered or Black Ops 2 Remasters, just leave them alone. Just leave them in the past, man. Just leave them where they were. If they were great games then, they to you will still be a great game. For me, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare has had its name dragged through the mud with Modern Warfare Remastered. Hell, that thing is even on a standalone now, and I see next to nobody uploading it. To be fair, actually, in my sub box, I see next to nobody uploading anything, and as soon as Call of Duty World War II drops, I'm sure they're going to all start appearing out the woodwork again, but fuck it. We'll talk about that on another video. And I don't really see the obsession now with remasters. You know, I've seen it done once in the Call of Duty scene, I've seen how badly it's actually worked, and it's kind of like people want to see more of it, which to me doesn't make a great deal of sense. It was like, so what didn't make sense, Call of Duty Ghost is actually on backwards compatibility now over to the Xbox One. Why? Who thought that was a good idea? And thinking that were bad ideas, I've just realised that I fast forwarded a bit where I actually shot a guy. There was a big sequence in this gameplay where I could not find anybody for shit. And But I'm kind of intrigued to see what you think about this. You know, would you like to see a remaster off the back of what's happened with Modern Warfare? You know, Modern Warfare Remastered, it's now nowhere near the same game that it was at the time. You know, the maps might be the same, the loot may be somewhat similar, but the game's changed. Call of Duty itself has changed. Whether that's for the better or whether that's for the worse, that is entirely up for you to decide. But, you know, especially now they've started adding, like, the supply drops and new guns and stuff like that. And if you didn't see that coming, I apologize. You must be a fucking idiot. And a last thing as well, speaking of stuff like remasters and remakes and things, do you honestly think it's a good idea for Call of Duty to just be dwelling in its own bathwater all the time? Because that, for me, is what it seems. It seems as if it wants to live off the glory days. It seems as if, you know, it was once a Premier League footballer who's kind of got a little bit old and kind of got a little bit out of shape and whatnot, and then all of a sudden it wants to go play five-a-side, breaking down the wing and things like that. It wants to relive the glory days, and by going back and polishing these old games up, it can somewhat do that. But instead, Activision, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Sledgehammer, they've got to be looking at the future of the franchise, man. They've got to make so many changes before they can start getting this franchise back on its feet. And it's always going to be a success financially. This game is always going to sell like fucking hotcakes. There's no two ways about it. But I don't know, I kind of think like the glint in the eye's gone. The magic of Call of Duty has started to, well, it started to disappear a while ago, but I think it's damn nearly fucked off by now. Do I think Call of Duty World War II is going to bring that back? It's hard to say at this point, you know, until we get hands on the game. We can all speculate, we can all say, oh my god, it looks amazing. I'm sure people are busting not the first time that they saw the fucking teaser trailer. But it's like anything else with Activision. Their trailers can win Oscars, and I hope it does well, because I want to see this franchise get back on its feet, man. And even like I said, it wasn't knocked down. Even though Infinite Warfare was slammed as a terrible game, it was still the best-selling first-person shooter, hell, probably the best-selling game of last year. It just kind of shows that Activision could fall in a barrel of dicks and come out sucking on the thumb. Like, and they cannot do anything wrong, no matter how much it is hated. But for me, anyway, I just don't want to see in the next game, because we don't know if we're going to see it this year, maybe with Treyarch's next game and whatnot, we don't have like a Black Ops collection where Black Ops 1 and 2 get remastered, because whilst it might sound like a good idea on paper, in practice we've already proven that that is not necessarily going to be the case.